Well, it looks like we're live. I think I'll just hang out here for a second, see if anybody hops on. If not, I'm happy to start by myself with nobody around. That's okay. This is partly a stream to just keep me accountable. I really want to get the rest of C2, Compiler 2, done and get it passing all of our tests. But I'll wait around just a second to see if anybody wants to hang out, and then we'll get started. Oh, I should post the link. How do I do that? I'll put that in Twitter, but it's not on my channel. How would I find the link? I'm kind of new to this. Let's see here. Maybe this needs to come over here. That's not a link. That's not a link. What's the link? Where is the link? Weird. You can't find a link to it. Videos? No. Live now. There it is. Yes. Copy link. Twitter. We're live. I hope that's it. Hope that works. Okay, I can put this back over there. I don't know how the professionals do it so smoothly. Lots of practice, I assume. Hey, three-phase. Keep Windows or install Linux. Well, if you play a lot of games, you probably ought to stick with Windows, although I hear that Linux is getting pretty good. My son just got a Steam Deck, and he's playing all kinds of games on his Steam Deck, and I know that runs Linux. He's playing Halo and Minecraft, and I mean, almost his entire Steam library. So I think that's pretty sweet. So I don't know. It's just depends on if you want to fiddle around or if you just want things to kind of work. I will say that if you're doing development on Windows, it has gotten a lot better in the last, 5 years because of Windows subsystem for Linux, WSL2, and you install that and you get a Linux, box. It's not really a VM Linux. I don't know what they call that. It's Linux running on the Windows system. It's not a VM. It's not an emulator, and it's really fast. And I use that when I have to do stuff on Windows. So I'd say that WSL on Windows is pretty good, and I think Windows is actually a pretty viable development platform these days, opposed to what it used to be. So anyway, well, I don't know. It looks like a few people are on. I'm just gonna get started and tell you what I'm working on today. I've been working on a new compiler, calling it Compiler 2 for lack of a better name. And Compiler 2 is going to completely replace the old compiler. It's based on an intermediate representation, so it's kind of a two-phase approach, where we convert everything into a sort of bytecode. Now, it's not really a bytecode because we don't write it out to a file, but it's an internal representation that is pretty generic. And then we have different backends, and we have two. A CPP backend. Actually, there's only CPP backend here, C++, but somewhere, if I can find it, there's a VM. And it interprets the bytecode directly, the IR directly, and is an interpreter, a VM, a bytecode interpreter, essentially. So I'm not going to be working on that today, though, but I'm just going to leave that kind of in the dust. It's not fully operational. It's not passing all the tests, but I want to get Compiler 2 passing all the tests, and I've got a to-do list. We're at 97%. My to-do list is right here. Don't know why that's there. There we go. And yeah, so I worked on this one this morning, and I don't know, just gonna pick off the list and see how far we can get until I either get tired or my family needs me to do something around the house or whatever. So we'll see what happens. Looks like my mic's a little bit hot when I get too close, so I'm gonna pull that down just a little bit. Yeah, so I'll just get started, and if you have any questions, just jump in. Feel free to interrupt, and we'll see what happens. So class var test. Should I start at the top? Yeah, why not? Class var test. This one's failing. Let's run our little watch script here. And this script just runs that particular test file whenever it changes. Uninitialized class variable foo in cvar test 7. So that's 119. So let's see what is happening here. Add foo 1000. So it looks like this line here is not working. So the best way I think to play around with that is just to isolate that down to a very simple test case on the command line. I can do, let's see, how does that work? It's a class method, class foo def self, oh boy, self.foo at foo one end and let's do foo.foo and hopefully see the same error. Uninitialized class variable at foo in foo, sure enough. So let's see what the IR that was generated for that bit of code. One sec. Okay. Class variable get at foo. If that is truthy, then we get it again. Yes, because that pops this off the stack. Else if we push it 1, then we set it to 1, and then we get it again. So this block of code seems right. Let's see what the actual C++ that was generated, what that looks like. That would be somewhere up here. So I'm going to say, what's funny is that says ivar, but it's not. cvar get, that's just a bad label. Why did we do that? I might work on that too. cvar get at foo s. So I assume this is raising an error at some point. What is going on with my terminal? It's being really slow. cvar get uninitialized class variable at foo. I don't think that's how Ruby works. Def self.foo at foo. Foo.foo. Oh, that is exactly how it works. Oh, so we can't do it like that. We can't treat it like an instance variable. cvar get. Yeah, it raises an error if it's not set. Interesting. So I have a problem with class variable get instruction for our IR. It's doing something wrong. No, actually this is right. It's pass 1 in compiler 2. cvar get class variable get. So right here. Oh, fascinating. So I guess I need to see what kind of AST that's generating. It's an op assign or, and I guess op assign or with class variables has to do something different. Fascinating. Okay. Op assign or. So, oh, we have a little if here for lvar. We also need to treat class variables different. Else if variable, let's do a case. Case when LVAR, when, what was it? CVAR? Yep. CVAR. We're going to do something like this. We're going to do class variable get default to nil, which doesn't exist yet, but that's the code we want. Wrong number of arguments. Class variable get instruction. Let's just jump to that. My jump to is not working. Fascinating. So variable get instruction. My keyboard's freaking out. It's one of those days. Okay, class variable get default to nil false. Default to nil. How did I do that on IVAR? No, local variable get. I'm just gonna copy this. Default to nil false. Boom. Yes. 6 concurrent viewers. Look at that. Welcome. Nobody's saying hi, but that's okay. Say hi. I want to see you. Class variable get default to nil. So we need some sort of object HTTP cvar get. Oh, we have a cvar get or null. I think that's pretty close to what we want. Hey, Andreas. Hey, S. Harat. Okay, I can't even say that, but welcome. Oh, you're working. Okay, well, my voice in the background of you working may not be super productive, but I'm glad you stopped by, even if it's just for a minute. But yeah, welcome. So cvar get or null is pretty close to what we want. Cvar get or null. Problem is, it's going to return null, and I need it to return nil. So I'm trying to decide if I want to make a new method in the C++, or if I just want to write a little bit more code with our C++ backend. I think I want to go the lazy way here. Say if default to nil, then do this, else. Actually, it's this way. cvar get or null. And then can I do something like this? Nil object the. Maybe. And this is not IVAR. This is CVAR. That's where that bad label was coming in. Holy moly, we got the test passing. Well, that wasn't too hard, was it? Does that mean we get to check off one item? We do. Okay, class var test. Let's commit that. I don't need the gem file changes. Yes, Andreas is very inspiring. In fact, the whole reason I do YouTube at all is because of Andreas. His just his attitude and demeanor and everything was just fantastic. And I thought, I could approximate a little bit of that. That's kind of how I behave anyway. And I thought you had to be like a know-it-all to be on YouTube, and I realized, oh, you can just be honest and real and yourself. And yeah, so I don't know. Andreas is definitely a big inspiration. I'm just gonna say that that's done. C2 fix class variable op assign. Yeah, something like that. Okay, well, let's just move on to the next one. Fiber test. I'm going to leave that for later. I'm a little scared. Fibers always make my brain hurt, so we'll come back to that. Let's do spec language case spec. Spec language case spec. Hopefully this one's not too hard. Oh, look at that. Syntax error. Unexpected else. Expected case when or in. Ooh. Okay. Macro expander. Ooh, this is interesting. We have like a 2-level thing going on here. What does it mean? Macro expander. Okay, let's start with that error. I'm really confused about how we got two errors with two different stack traces. Yeah, that's bizarre. Okay, well, we'll start with this one. Macro expander 143. 43. Oh, okay. This is old code. We don't even have this anymore. So this is a code path we're obviously not exercising on a regular basis. Cool. This shouldn't be. Oh, I don't even know what error that's supposed to be. Rack parse error. Let's go look at Natalie parser. So we wrote our own parser for Ruby. And what is the parse error that we raise? Is it just Natalie parse error? Natalie parser. I don't even remember. Natalie parser RB. Okay, Natalie parser. That's that. And then we have this extension, Natalie parser CPP. But where's the error? Parser HPP. No. What error do we raise? You know, I guess I could just say rescue E and then print E. Yeah, that's simpler. Let's just do that. So it didn't even print anything? Did it print something? Wait, what? Let's good old puts debugging. What would we do without it? See, it's not. Wait. Okay, start over here. Oh my goodness gracious! Is that what it printed out? No, that is my little runner. Okay, fine. It's just a syntax error. Oh, it's just a syntax error, I think. E. What was this before? Yeah. Let's just try that. Does that fix the macro expander error? Yes. Okay, so now we've got some errors, some failures that we can work with. That is great. Okay, spec language case spec 167. 167. This should be bar. Case Z. So there's a splat with an array. And then it's supposed to match this one. So apparently we're not handling splats correctly. That makes sense because I didn't test that. Case A, when A, it's just the simplest possible bit of code here. This is going to be nil, I think. R equals PR. It should be nil. I mean, it's not supposed to be nil, but I know it's going to be nil. And then the generated IR for that is, so we create this array. But there's a splat. We don't do anything with the splat. Here's the splat right here. That's some very bizarre syntax. I don't want to support that. I mean, I know I need to be Ruby, but I really don't want to. What is this? Let's get out of that. This can go away. Fascinating. So I think the answer would be something right here. How are Okay, I just want to see where that's being seen. Transform case. Where is the condition? Option instructions. So I think that's here. Options is the array of values. So like in Ruby, you can do, so I could do this, and this is an array, even though it doesn't have square brackets. But see, that works, right? No, wait a second. That, oh, because I didn't put a value here. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I should print 1. Yeah. But if I put an array around this and splat that, it's nil, right? Just make sure. Yeah, I should see something about that splat. Oh, it's weird. It's weird. Let's just print the option we have here. Option. So, oh, that's too much. Let's do it this way. Okay, so we have splat array. And when we transform a splat, what do we do with it? Splat. We do literally nothing. Well. What did we do in the old compiler? Because I know I've done this before. Process case 10 viewers. Hey Ryan, how's it going? I think the most viewers I've ever had concurrently was 12. So can we do it on a Saturday? I don't know. Process case. I know there's something with splat here. Oh, looky here. I found it. So we did something here before with splat. I don't know if I care to try to decipher it because this code was gnarly. That's partly the reason I'm trying to get rid of the old compiler. So I think, how can we do that? We can say if, man, just to put an if here though, it's just really gross. Okay, but that's fine. If option, what was the option? What was it? It was a splat. If it's a splat, we just have to do something different. It's like special behavior. If option sex type splat, then I think what I want to do is treat this array as the option array. Or yes. Option is option 1. This is going to be kind of weird. And convert. I'm going to write a comment here for myself because that's bizarre. Convert to and that's not how you do it, so I guess it would just be ... Does that fix the error? No. Unknown expression type array. Because I need to do it up here. So what do options look like up here? It's an array of a splat. Okay, so I'll just need to move this up a little bit. If option.size is 1 and option.first is a splat. Okay, this feels a little bit better because this is just a peculiar case with Ruby where we need to pull that apart. Options. So first, this is a little weird. Unknown expression type symbol. Well. 279. So I didn't like that. What do my options look like before and what? Yeah, before and after. So before it looks like this. After it looks like that. It's perfect. So this should start working, maybe. It did. Okay, that did exactly what we wanted. And I have a comment here to explain why this is so gross. I feel okay about that. And the problem here is this is just some other failing test, I assume. Pass 1, transform case 279. We'll just print the options here so we can kind of see what's going on. Symbol. What line number do you think that is? Spec language case. Case when it's a symbol. I didn't do that, did I? Did I break that? Oh, I did. Splat const symbol. Fascinating. Supports nested case systems followed by when a splatted non-array. A splatted non-array? Garbage. Victor, hey, how's it going? Kind of reassuring this. Yeah, we all, I think we all go through the same stuff. We're like, it should be working. No, it should not be working, but it does what I expect, and that's fine. Working or not working, but as long as it does what I expect and my view of the world is intact, then I'm happy. This is bizarre. Why? Like, why do we support this in Ruby? I don't understand. What does that even mean? It means nothing. It's a splat of a non-array, but why is that allowed? Ruby, I love you, Ruby. Love you long time. Okay. Okay, I gotta go look at the old compiler handled this somehow. So if I did this is splat thing, and then I passed in is splat as a Boolean, is case equal splat. Oh my goodness. Is case equal, which is a C++ method. Do I have to do that? If it's a splat, oh, I do. I'm going to have to, I thought it was so much simpler than it really is. Well, I had to do this last time, so I have to do it this time. Is splat, if it's an array, then we do something. Yeah, I don't want to build this all into the compiler. I just want to pass it along to the C++ backend and let the C++ code handle it. So I guess that means I need to change how the compiler works. It can't just call triple equals on a value. It has to say is case equal. How does this work? We pass in the case value, the when value, and then whether it's a splat or not. The case value. Okay, fair enough. So let's go back to our other pass 1 right here. This can all go away. That can go away. And down here where we call triple equals, it's going to be a little bit different. I need a new instruction. Sure enough, I need a new instruction. Yeah. Instructions. What's an instruction I can copy? Hi, Burkay. Hi, how's it going? Catch instruction is nil. Yeah, we'll just copy this one. Save as. Gonna need a new IR instruction. That kind of bothers me a little. It's okay. Case. What was it called? Is case equal? Should I call it that? Case equal instruction. Case match instruction. Kind of like match instruction. Nah, let's do equal. I'd get confused. Equal. Case equal. Case equal instruction. Case equal. We're just going to raise to do here for the VM for the interpreter side because I don't want to mess with that right now. And then for the C++ side, we're going to say case value is transform.peak because we have a stack of things in our IR, and I don't want to pop off the case value because it'll be used over and over again. But I do want to pop off the when value. And then I want to exec and push is case equal. How do we run that? Is case equal. Pass in the environment. Pass in the is case equal. Pass in the case value. Pass in the when value. And then we need an is splat here. Def initialize is splat. Is splat is splat. And then is splat true, a C++ true, or a false? So, yes. Okay, let's just put this on multiple lines so I can see it on one screen. Okay, that works. Instructions. This is case equal instruction. Case equal instruction. Okay, well, nothing changed there because we're not actually using the new instruction, but we can. I guess instead of calling send, we do case equal instruction. That's what it was called, right? And then is splat is something. I don't know how to set that yet. Bad arg count, integer 1. So we don't want this arg count anymore. Bad arg count, arg count. Where are we pushing an arg count? Okay, let's go back to here. Let's look at our generated IR. Hey Caleb, how's it going? Case equal. So this is where I need this splat here. Let's put this back to kind of a normal one. So here's the first case string. The A string is here, and we duplicate it, and then we push an A, and we do case equal. This looks a little wrong, but okay. Something doesn't look quite right there. But that did work. So if I change this to a capital A, that should be nil, yeah? Okay, it's working. I'm a little confused by the push true, but that's okay. Yeah, about half an hour. Time flies when you're having fun. But you haven't missed much. We fixed one bug, and we're on to another. I'm, at this point, really puzzled by the syntax of splatting an array with a win. But I have figured it out before, and I'm just going to sort of copy that pattern for the new compiler and hopefully not have to understand all the ins and outs, because we have this method here that already handles it. So we'll just let this do its job. Just need to get the isSplat stuff working. And so the old compiler, how did it determine isSplat? So it did this. We're just going to copy this over. I had to fix me. This is still a bit wacky. It's kind of funny. I think I do it here. And this is option. If it's a splat, then the option is the second part of it. And we say is splat true, false. And then we pass that in. Ooh, it doesn't work. No, I still get this weird bad arg count integer 1 for send instruction should. So I think I'm duplicating. Yes, I don't need this dupe. I'm duplicating the case value over and over again. But case equal instruction doesn't pop it off. We just peek at it. So this can go away. But does that mean we need to pop it off at the end? I think so. Somewhere here. We might need to pop out the var from the stack due to it always being used after duplication. If var, see, I think some of this needs to change. Hey, Seb. How much longer, Caleb? I don't know. I don't know. Until I get tired, but yeah, see our to-do list. Here's our to-do list. If I do all of these today, which I don't know, I'm really wondering if I can get it all done in one stream, but if I could, I would. But I don't know. I could probably go another hour. 14. We've beaten the record. 14 concurrent viewers. That's the most I've ever had. Var. So I think the comment's just wrong. We might need, let's see. Who wrote this? I didn't write that. That's why it doesn't make sense to me. I only understand my own comments. The case value is never popped during comparison. So we have to pop it here. I'm not sure about the swap though. What are we swapping? The initial. Yeah, so we push a value and the original case value is above it on the stack. So we need to swap them and then pop, and then pop the original case value off. I think that's right. Case value is never popped during comparison, so we have to pop it here. Yes, pop, pop, pop. Did anyone ever watch Community? Who was the guy who always said, pop, pop? I don't know. I don't know what his name was, but I love that show. Okay, I think I don't know. There's a chance. There's a chance we got it. If these tests pass, yes. The whole thing passed. Did you see earlier? Oh man, it might be too far up now. But there were so many failing tests. Look, we just fixed like 6 or 7 failing tests by fixing that one thing. That's how much fun this is. That is how much fun this is, because sometimes the tests are a little bit deceiving. You see a screen full of errors, but it's all just one cause. Man, that feels good. This is right. I just want to look through and make sure I didn't miss anything. But I love how much simpler this got, because I removed a couple of extra lines. Should I add a comment about this? Splats are handled in the C++ backend in the case equal. What was it? Is case equal? Yeah. Is case equal function. I don't know. Just will help me to understand what's going on. How is that going to work? Okay, so splats are handled in the back end. For C++, it's done in the is case equal function. Okay. I don't know. That might help future me kind of understand what's going on. But that feels good. Let's go back to our to-do list and check this off. And let's commit this. We added that. We fixed that error. Actually, that's a separate error. Nope. Yep. Syntax error. Fix error. Let's see. Error handling in macro expander. Syntax error handling. Okay, and then everything else is one big commit. Fix case when with splats. C2. What was the inspiration for this project? Hey, JJ. Inspiration. I don't know. Lots of inspirations. I've always wanted to do language stuff, and I'd say for the first 20 years of my programming career, I thought that I wasn't smart enough and that I needed to read a whole bunch of compiler books and stuff. And I did try to read a few, but they're a little dense for me. And I still think that there's a part of me who's not smart enough to do it the right way. But at some point, I think I just decided I don't care if it's the right way or not. And I just want to do it. I mean, even if someone who is an expert comes along and says, "You're an idiot," which actually I've not gotten as much of that as I thought I would every now and then. But people saying, "Actually, this is not a good way to make a compiler." I think I don't care. I think that's the main point is, you get to a certain age and you just realize just because I fear someone else being smarter than me and them finding out that I'm not as smart, as they may have thought I was or whatever, just because that could happen isn't a reason not to try something. And so, yeah, I don't know. I guess I turned 40. And I think I started this when I was like 39, but I had that 40th birthday coming up, and I decided, forget that. I don't care. I don't care what anyone thinks. We're just going to do it, and it's going to be the wrong way. And I'm just going to do it the simplest possible way that I know how, and I'm going to learn a lot. And this is now the second compiler iteration, and it's much better. And I've learned a lot along the way. And I don't know. I feel like it's about my growth, and it's something I wanted to do for myself. And I don't know, that's the main inspiration. I have to say that Andreas, I don't know if he's still on, but Andreas Kling's videos on YouTube really inspired me to be a little more fearless, have less fear, and just go for it. Just try something. If it doesn't work, then I don't. Oh well, we'll try again. We'll do something else. You love compilers and didn't get to take a course in college, but I got the classic books I want to try too. Yeah. I don't know. I guess there's going to be gatekeepers on the internet who are going to tell you that you're doing it wrong, or you have to learn how existing compilers work before you could write your own. But I say it's baloney. I don't know. Just go for it. Do it some one way or another. Make bad choices, make good choices. It doesn't matter. Just learn as you go, and you'll figure out what's right and wrong. If you do have a huge aversion to going down a wrong path and then backtracking and making a different choice, if that really bothers you, then you'll probably have trouble. Then you might be a person who needs to read a lot ahead of time. But if you're someone who's like me and gets, even like 6 months down the road or more, the original compiler I realized was not really viable and wasn't the way that I should have done it. That didn't bother me because I learned so much along the path. I did not mind coming back and starting over. It wasn't really starting over, but, basically starting again and learning, using what I learned. It didn't bother me. I just did it anyway. I don't know. I don't know if that answers your question, but yeah. I think it was my who cares attitude that finally put me over the edge and said, just do it. Just go for it. So, let's push that up. Actually, I'll just leave it. Let's go with rescue test. Test Natalie rescue test. So for anyone who has joined lately, we are trying to get the compiler 2, the new compiler, which has a intermediate representation, a sort of internal bytecode. We're trying to get it to pass all the test suite, and my to-do list you saw was here. These are the last tests. We're at 97%, and since then I've checked off 3, so we're probably at like 98%. And we're just trying to go down the list, and we're going to go till I get tired or I finish, one way or another. But the rescue test on line 124, $bang message should equal foo. Sets the magic $bang global. So if we're here and we do raise foo, then this should equal foo, and we're here, we do raise bar, this should equal bar, but this should be back to foo again. Fascinating. Undefined method message for nil class. So I don't know what's going on with my keyboard, but it's not connecting. There we go. Somehow this is set back to nil. What does that mean? And I'm pretty sure that this works in the old compiler. So I know I have the machinery in place to support that. Sets the magic $bang global, undefined method. So I think in this case, I mean, there's so many ways to like diagnose these problems. Sometimes I just like to look at what I did before, because look at this generated C++ output. Oh, but I don't want all of that. Let's do it this way. Begin. Let's do it in a file. wat.rb. Apparently I already had a wat.rb at some point. Still haunted by the ability to raise and throw arbitrary strings in Ruby and JavaScript. It's a little bizarre, and I don't remember that being particularly hard to support. It just wraps it in an exception object with a message. Do you mean it's hard to support? That's what haunts you, or do you mean that that's just weird that you think you should have to wrap it in an object. Yeah, I think I'm gonna make more videos. That's always the plan. YouTube is, I just do it for fun, and I think if it was my livelihood, I think I would be more consistent, but I don't have any fear of actually making any significant money from YouTube anytime soon. So family issues and church issues and all the other volunteer work that I do comes first, and so YouTube usually comes last. But I need begin. Oh, see there, my keyboard is going crazy. Begin raise foo. It's double typing. Ugh. Rescue. General concept is weird. Yeah, I'm biased coming from the stricter land of throwing an exception object in PHP. Yeah, I hear you. It's I sometimes wish. Yeah, I actually do wish that Ruby didn't allow strings, because there are libraries that we've used at work. I'm a Rails programmer for my day job, and they were lazy and they just threw a string, and so you can't easily catch those. You have to just catch standard error, and then what do? Like compare the message to a string that's known. Yeah, it's not cool. I kind of wish Ruby didn't allow that because developers are lazy. But on the other hand, sometimes I'm lazy and I want to use that. I don't want to have to create a class or whatever. So yeah, I don't know. I'm 50-50 on it. Rails scared you in college, but the language itself is pretty nice. Yeah. Yeah, cool. Rails, I don't know why Rails scares people. I think because it did so much automatically and none of the other frameworks did at the time. But I feel like all the frameworks are now doing that, having good conventions. So I don't know. I hear you a little bit on Rails being scary, because there's a lot it does with Active Record that can seem magical. But I don't know. Okay, let's see if we can do this. P dollar, what was it? Bang? Yeah, bang dot message, and then we do another rescue raise bar. Rescue p dollar bang dot message. I don't even need the message, do I? Yeah, it doesn't matter. So this will be nil, but it's not supposed to be. So if I do ruby wat, this is going to be a runtime error. But if I do, oops, with the new compiler, then it's nil. That's the problem. So let's see what the C++ looks like for the old compiler. We're going to see some code up here somewhere. Oh, I guess it's all this nested goodness. Yeah, PHP's come a long way since 4. So what do we do here? Oh my goodness, this might take me a minute. Apologies if I go silent. I can't even find that line number. Okay, so this would be line number 10. Sometimes we set the line number in the source and you can see it. Yeah, set line 6, set line 8. Is it down here? Yeah, set line 10. So this is roughly where I'm talking about. env exception object. Well, that's pretty simple. What are we doing with the new compiler? Apparently something dumb. It's the same thing. env exception object. Clear exception. Oh, is that part of the problem? Oh no. This one might be hard to fix. I think the problem is that this is the same environment. And the old compiler, it was not the same environment. How did we do that? Or we just didn't, yeah, see, clear exception. It's the same environment. The thing about Rails or any other large Ruby project is the dynamic nature of it makes it hard to understand. Oh yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I think that's why the Rails community has settled on writing just a ton of unit tests all over the place. We have to write so many unit tests to make sure that everything behaves the way that we expect. And yeah, I'm not defending it. I think I came from, my first programming experience, that I really loved was dynamic programming languages, Perl and Python and Ruby. So I've kind of gotten used to it, but having come to static types later in life, I can definitely see and appreciate the value. Okay, I'll let you guys chat. I just need to focus on this. What in the world? So it looks like we're doing exactly the same thing. This is the old C++ that worked. So we got down to line 8, and then we printed the message, and then, exception was. Oh, fascinating. I did not remember writing that. If exception was, then we set the exception back to what it was. Exception was. Okay, that's not too hard. So we need this and this. That's a little gross, though. Dump both and run a diff. Yeah, I could accept Victor, except the output is completely different. I don't know if you can tell, but just we do things a lot different in the new compiler. So almost every line would be diffed, would be a difference, and that's okay. But I think I figured it out. I think that instead of just running clear exception, I have to do I have to do something different. Try instruction. So this is where we do clear. I just need to copy that same code pattern. So right after the catch, we do this. I'm not saying I'm proud of this, but it did work before, so I don't need the semicolon, right? Yeah. Exception was, and then down here, we need to do this. And it automatically adds the semicolons. Parser is almost complete. Oh, for your PHP stuff. Oh, nice. I'm jealous. My Ruby parser took forever. And it's still not done. Is PHP parsing easier, or are you just that much faster? Exception was. Set exception to exception was. Clear exception. Okay. Yeah, I'm watching with interest Ryan's Rust code base with his PHP compiler, because I think it's pretty exciting, and I think I could learn how to do nasty hacks in Rust by watching it. I want to see what comes from it. No, I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in a loving way. I think there's some things you're gonna have to do in unsafe code that I'm super curious about, or maybe just reference counted ref cell stuff that I, still haven't wrapped my brain around. Exception was, so does that fix this error? Watch. It does. Well, that was not too bad. What? C2 fix exception. Object. What's it called? Exception object being lost in nested rescue. Yeah. Exception being lost in nested rescue. Okay, that fixes that. Let's push this up. To do. Oh, we can check this one off. Should we do library string IO each spec? Library string IO each spec. PHP is much simpler to parse. 10 parsers. Yeah, I've seen you writing all those parsers. You're a machine. You're crazy. Safe abstractions. Okay. Well, I hope it works out. I think that's pretty exciting. Yields each line with removed new line characters to the past block. Oh, okay. What does that even mean? Shared each 112. So let's edit that and figure out what they're trying to do. 112 was it? Yes. IO send. What is the method? Each. So it's trying to send each with a chomp true. No implicit conversion of hash into string. Oh, this sounds like an argument problem. Each chomp true. Okay, so let's go up the stack. String IO RB61. Let's do it over here. String IO RB61. So it yields the next line with 2 args and then a keyword argument. And then it goes to 299. Wait, what? String IO RB 299. This is next line. Index separator. What is separator here? Is that a hash? Shouldn't be a hash. Yeah, it is a hash. Let's just run this one test. 5 parsers. Caleb, Ryan, you guys are nuts. Yeah, I'm not that good at parsers, so it takes me a minute. Takes me quite a while, actually. Okay, sorry. Had to check the Twitters. It's a hash. How is it getting hash? So this separator comes all the way up from probably here. Yeah, you come back and go, who is this guy? Totally. I do that all the time. I have like almost like PTSD from doing git blame so many times at work of going, who wrote this garbage? And then doing a git blame and it has my name on it. And that's such a bad feeling. You're like, why did I write it like that? It's so horrible. So yeah, it's passing in a hash up here. Let's do the what if separator is a hash. Let's just get our stack a little bit higher up. String IO 269, 61. Well, that's where we were before, right? 61. Separator. Let's let's do it here now. Let's do the same thing, right? Let's just keep going up until we find where did it become a hash. So it was already one here. It's probably already one here, right? Yeah, so something about these arguments and this keyword, something's going wrong. So where it came from 1150 over here. Oops. True, Caleb. Well said. That's why I like doing nice things for my future self, like leaving a nice comment that says why I did what I did. Even if it's a stupid comment, something's better than nothing sometimes. So why is that happening? My keyboard is acting up again. Support spec 17. That doesn't make sense. Oh yeah, 112. Somehow this is getting. Oh, I have a feeling that if this was actually calling each without the send, then it would work. Something about send. Ah. And the reason they wrote these tests this way, I didn't write this test. This is from the Ruby spec project, is because there's multiple methods that do the same thing. There's aliases of each other, so they write it in this sort of generic way, and so they can send each or whatever the other alias is. But there's something wrong with send, so let's try to isolate that. Ben Natalie C2E def foo equals 1, b is 2, and let's just return a and b, and we'll say foo b is 3, and let's print that out. So what does that do? That prints 1 and 3, but if I do send foo b3, which should have the same behavior, it does not. Look at that. It passed that hash, which is a bare hash. It's supposed to be keyword args. It passed it in as the first argument. Interesting. I don't know why this works, but if I remove it, then everything breaks. Well, sometimes it's better than nothing. Yeah, so are there no tests for the main PHP parser? Surely there are, but maybe they're in another language or something. Maybe they're not in PHP. You could make it, or you could open source yours. No, don't do it in Ruby. That would be weird. Oh, def foo equals 1 b2. So what? This works in the old compiler, right? Yeah. And just to make sanity check, it works in Ruby. Yeah. So let's look at the C++ generated for the old compiler. We do send args. Wait, what? Oh, right. Symbol foo and then the hash. Okay. So we call send with foo and the hash. And we say args2, args13, args1, args12. Okay, and then the new compiler, not Ruby though. there's tests written in PHP files. They have their own test format, but I need a PHP runner. Fascinating. PHP, some sort of template or something. Cool. Well, seems like that's a tool that would run those, like a generic tool might be cool. Anyway, so what's the deal here? So we send to send we send the method send arguments. The first one's a symbol, the second one's a hash, and we pass true here. That's the main difference. So it's one of these methods. This is overloaded to Kingdom Come. So we pass the args here, send. So this is like the meat, I think. This is the one with the meat. We call with the args. Has keyword hash. I'm just gonna sanity check right here. Has keyword hash is int args has keyword hash. I think in the old compiler that's false, in the new one it's true. This is the new one. Cool. I guess we do send a lot. And the old one, that's always going to be 0. But why does that break it? This test passes, it must have been parsed correctly too. Yeah. Yeah, I guess, but sometimes you don't know that. I assume you mean like your compiler tests. Yes, but there are times when just having the separate parser test suite is just a must. I don't know, that's my experience. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know why this doesn't work. Because we're not doing anything with keyword args here. Let me just remind myself how this is supposed to work. So, has keyword hash. It's always the last item in the args. We don't do anything else, like we don't split it off. We don't subtract 1 from the size. I mean, this is meant to be like the old behavior too. This one's hurting. This one's hurting my brain a little bit. Args. We pass the 2 arguments to send. Okay. Just see if let's just sanity check myself here. So if I were to change this to true, is that how you do it? That would break in the old compiler, maybe? No, it still works. So it's not that. Send args to args 13 true. Okay. That actually makes me feel a little bit better because it's not the true thing. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm using this little REPL. I made a little REPL so I could edit the C++. So if you do -d, which is debug, and you pass edit, it generates the C++ and it puts it in opens a Vim window for you. Well, it just runs editor, I think. Yeah, I think it runs editor. And then I can go in here and edit this stuff. So this syntax is a little bit different because we're passing in an initializer list. Is this the problem? So if I take this out and say to args array, let's say value args array equals so if I do that and then I run or save the file and quit, then it executes the code, which that didn't fix the problem. And then it says, do you want to edit again? So it's a little REPL for C++, which I think it's a little hacky, but it helps me to debug sometimes. And so it keeps my same code here, but I can play around with it. What's really bothering me is I don't think it has anything to do with this right here. Foo #11. Is there something weird about the way I build this hash? See, that looks right. If I make that false, so it has nothing to do with the has keyword hash Boolean. It also has nothing to do with that initializer list. Maybe it has nothing to do with this send at all. Okay, so let's do this. What did I change here? I just focused that. What does it all mean? Hey, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Abhishek. Okay, yeah, it's going good. Just hacking on our compiler. And I think I'm stuck a little bit. Gonna go in the next room and do some jumping jacks or something. I'll be right back. Okay, well, what is this error? Yeah, okay, well, I don't know what that means. I'm going to try that edit thing again. Let's do this. Print foo b3. Here's where we call foo the regular way. Here's where we call send with foo, passing the keyword arguments, which is a hash. Looks identical. Okay. I have thoughts. Up here is foo, right? Oh, this is the difference. Has keyword hash. Oh, and in send, we're not passing that along. Oh, I'm editing the wrong place. Let's get rid of this. I think I know what it is. Yeah, so we have args here. New args. Yes, this is it. This is it. New args. Arg size +1. New args. Wait, what? Push. Oh no, that's for method missing. Okay, no. Method call args. This is not where we do it. So somewhere we have send value. Oh, where is it? Where is it? We have send that takes arguments. I think it's this one. Oh, arg shift. Yeah, so we pop the name off the front. Well, we grab the name off the front, and then we do args shift. And what do you want to bet that args shift is not saving that it has keyword args? We found it. If arg size equals 1, return args. Otherwise, we're going to do this. We're going to say array set has, what is it called? Args. Has keyword array, keyword hash. We'll say args dot has keyword hash. Is that going to fix it? Boom. Boom. Okay, so this is string IO each spec, string IO each spec. I just need this to be normal. And did we fix? We fixed it. Oh, it was such a simple little error. How many of these other tests are now passing because of that? Because that could be totally, that could have been a problem everywhere. And lots of tests. Cool. Well, let's commit that. C2 fix bug with send not sending keyword hash properly. Okay. So next on our to-do list is element set spec. Spec core array element set spec. Come on. Okay, so that's like some sort of compiler error. That's okay. Let's do let's just see if any of the other ones are passing. Undef. I'm gonna man, something is going on. Unexpected undef. Okay, that's fine. Symbol all symbols spec. Okay. Include symbols that are referenced in source code but not yet executed. False. Oh, fascinating. That's going to be fun to fix. Class test. So something is going on where I hit Alt-2. It's not jumping to the second tab. But it works if I move my keyboard around. Okay, I think the little keyboard receiver is not close enough, maybe. Is class failed? Okay. Retry, no, that we haven't even implemented that. Core hash each pair. Core hash each pair. I was really hoping one of the other tests would just start passing. No. String IO each line. That one started passing. So we fixed 2 files with 1 bug fix. Spec language block spec. Okay, definitely not that one. Core hash each spec. Nope. Test Natalie JSON test. Okay, definitely not. Ran out of stack. Oh boy, that's a big one. And then test Natalie Lambda test. That one's still failing. Okay. Well, that's fine. So down the list we go. We still have we have a bunch. I don't know if I'm gonna get done in the stream. Oh, I wanted to. I really wanted to. Let's see if we can fix undef spec. That one kind of looked easy. Unexpected undef value dsym, which is pass 1121. Unexpected undef value. So does that mean in Ruby that you can say class foo x equal, let's say def wat x equals wat undef x, undefined method x for class foo? Okay, so it doesn't use the variable, but you can say undef wat, right? Okay. Or you can say undef wat, or you can put interpolation in here. Can you do that? You can. Fascinating. So that means I have to execute this. I can't just pass the name along to the instruction. Interesting. But if it looks like a variable, it's not. It actually gets turned into a symbol. What did we do on the old compiler? Undef, undefined method, intern name. We didn't do any of that junk. Oh, we didn't even look to see what it was. Okay, well, we're going to do it right this time. Undef spec. So sometimes it looks like a variable. Sometimes it looks like a symbol. Sometimes it looks like a dynamic symbol with interpolation. We're going to make sure that works. Oh, wait, we have it right here. Interpolated symbol. How did that work before? Undef meth. Undef meth? Does it sound like a lisp? Undef meth? I don't know. You know what's not exciting about writing a compiler for a language that already exists is supporting stuff that I would never support. Like I would just make you'd always just have to pass a symbol to this method. Why is this even allowed? Yeah, I'm not bitter. So that means we need to does it pass if I just do this? Because that's what the old compiler did. Yeah, I'm just gonna do that and move on with life. It's not fully correct, and I could write another test to prove it. I think if I did METH, this would probably fail because it needs to be evaluated. I'm gonna put a to-do note here. My keyboard is spazzing out again. I don't know what's going on. really annoying. Okay, we're going to try that. We're going to try that. Okay. Well, we can check that off the list. Even though it's not fully correct, it's at least as much correct as the old one was. Undef with interpolated symbol. We'll say dynamic symbol. Just make it the Tim flavor Ruby. Yeah, I could. Okay. What was another one? I don't know. I think maybe I'll do one or two more and then call it good because I've been on stream for an hour and a half. Let's maybe do 2 hours and let's see how far we can get. Test Natalie class test. What is failing here? Some sort of assertion. So I get to do a binary search to figure out what code here. It's only 372 lines of code. Let's try to figure out which lines are causing that. Let's go up to about 50%. Comment out some stuff. Let's see, maybe here. See if we still get the same error, and then we'll know if it's in the top half or the bottom half. Oh, the error's in the top half. Okay, so let's go up to about 25%. Still failing. So, oops, what have I done? Vim. Okay, let's go up to, I don't know, maybe to here. Okay, that was okay. So let's see if it was this block of code. Okay, so it's somewhere in here. We'll comment out half of that. Okay, so it's in the top half. Okay, so it's in here somewhere. So if the Ruby version's 3.0, message changed, yeah. Then WAT, superclass must be an instance of class. Oh, well that makes sense. Type error. Let's move this over there and let's go to define class instruction. Let's get our test failing again. So right here we do as class, subclass. So how do I want to handle that? I need to raise an error. If not class, I mean, do I just generate more code or do I make a yeah, let's just generate some more code. This will work. I'm going to say if not is class, then throw a type error. Superclass must be an instance of class. Superclass must Superclass must be. We did it here. And we did it here. So the old compiler passed this somehow without generating any additional code. So how fascinating. So let's see, how did the old compiler do it? Natalie class, let's see, wat equals 1, class foo, wat, and it should give me an error. Oh, wrong error. Okay, that works. Let's see what the generated C++ looks like. Const find subclass. Oh. What? Does that mean every type of object has a subclass method? Object HTTP subclass. Huh, it does. Well, look at that. So I don't need this. I don't need this. That might have been the simplest bug fix all day. Nope. C2, fix error subclassing non-class object. Let's say panic. Cool. Let's push that up. Class test. Retry. How do we do retry on the old one? Retry. Oh my, it's big. Okay, I'm not going to do that right now. Let's do core hash each pair spec. Core hash each pair spec. I have a feeling whatever I fix here will fix more than one problem. Always yields an array of 2 elements, even when given a callable of arity 2. Oh, okay. Hash shared each RB53. Let's edit that. Should raise error, argument error. So this is the each pair. So we're sending each pair with a proc. Huh? I don't remember what this syntax is. What does this do? Oh, it's a... Wait, what? Key. Oh, I guess it turns that into a proc or something. What does this do? Key equals 1. Def foo args foo 1 unexpected do. Oh, that. Oh, right. So there's more to it. Okay. That's a block. I don't know what, I guess. Oh, okay. So this is a proc. And then we're turning that into a block. And we're passing it as a block to the method. Okay. That's just weird. I've never seen it quite like that. I think maybe if I'd seen it with parentheses, it would have made more sense. Ooh, weird. But what? Okay. Should have raised argument here, but instead raised nothing. Always yields an array of 2 elements, even when given a callable of arity 2. I think it's just that our blocks don't raise errors. I think I should go fix another error first. Where was it? Do we have like a Lambda? Yeah, Lambda test is also failing. Is that why? Because we're not raising errors for argument count. Yeah, so this is the same error. It's just a little more straightforward. Line 7. Should have raised an error, but didn't. Should have raised argument error. So this one takes no args, and we called it with an arg. We could work on that. Wouldn't be too bad. Let's get rid of that. Yeah. Pass. Let's move this over there. Pass 1. Transform Lambda. Create Lambda instruction. I'm just trying to remind myself of how we do argument checks. Maybe we do it in the IR. So let's do this. Bin Natalie C2 def foo a and P3. So we do check args positional 1. But if we have a lambda, foo a, maybe that, there we go. We're not doing a check args at all, but we could. Define method. Define method. Transform defen args. Okay, so somewhere down here, this is where we do check args instruction. So we need to add something like that for lambda. So the fun part about lambda is that it's really just a call to the create lambda instruction after we build a block. And in blocks, normally we don't check argument count because blocks don't care about if there's enough args. They just set everything to nil. But with a lambda, the block should care about argument count because it's not a block anymore. So that means when I generate the block, oh boy. Right here we catch this. We say if it's a call to lambda, which is also the same as that little stabby proc thing, that should have the same behavior. Could be wrong though. Looks different, doesn't it? So there's the block. Oh, yeah, because the syntax different. That should be equivalent to that. Does that look identical? Yes. Okay, so those two are equivalent. Right here we catch if it's a lambda, and I have this big gnarly note here, and we call transform lambda. And I think when we build the block, we just need to know if it's for a lambda. This is the call. Let's print the call right here. Print call. Yeah, so if the call is lambda, then we're going to do something different. Transform block args. Oh, we can do transform defen args. Or we're going to make another one called transform block args for lambda. Could say for block false used true. For block equals false just means to check arg count. Should I rename this? What else do we use it for? Args for block. Oh. See, I've overloaded that term. Actually should have check args false. Oh, this is the same unless check args. If check args. This be true. If check args. Mad Flash, yo, how's it going? Check args instruction. Push arg count. Nil default. This one's hard. I don't know. Push args instruction for block. Okay, I'm going to leave that. Say check args. We're going to say for block true, check args false. For block true, check args true. That reads much better. And then this is going to be it will say if call equals lambda, then check, transform block args for lambda. Okay, how close does that get us? Should have raised argument here, but instead raised nothing. I think that's a different line. Yeah, see, it was up here. Now it's on line. Oh, sorry, you can't see that. Let me move it over. 7. Oh, no, it's the same line. Okay, so let's see what happened here. Check args positional 1. Wrong number of arguments. Well. If it has no args, and I call it with an arg, wrong number of arguments. Well, but. Oh, it's something about that. Okay. So we were close. I don't know much about OCaml. I think I wrote like 10 lines of OCaml, like a Hello World one time, but that was it. Have you thought about streaming on Twitch? Oh, you had 2 questions. Is Natalie a Ruby interpreter? No, it's mostly a compiler. We do have an interpreter backend that's it's kind of gross, and I'm actually thinking about ripping it out, but it's there. It kind of works, but it's mostly a compiler. Natalie's a Ruby compiler, ahead of time compiled. And then the other question was, have you thought about streaming on Twitch? I thought about it. I actually did stream one time on Twitch, but really no one stopped by. I felt like the competition there was a little bit stiffer, and there's this weird thing on Twitch where I've noticed everyone who streams feels like they have to stream regularly. There's a little bit more pressure to be regular, like every week or more than once a week, and I just don't have the time to do that. So I don't know. Tell me if I'm wrong. Do you follow people on Twitch who stream inconsistently, and are you able to find them? and know when they're streaming? I guess that'd be my question. So Lambda. Is Lambda call? Oh, I already have a thing for that. Beautiful. Is Lambda call? Is Lambda call expression? Is Lambda call? Isn't it a beautiful thing when you find code you've already written? We meet in YouTube. That worked. Lambda test. Was there just one? Yeah, one test block. So there we go. Another test passing. And I can check that off. Whoops. Lambda test. Well, that might be the last one we do. Let me just commit this. C2 check arg count for lambdas. And do Ruby test, Ruby compiler 2 test. Make sure I didn't break anything else in the process. Yes, that all worked. Just run the whole test suite. Runs pretty fast on my local machine. I don't know. It uses all the cores, and we'll see if it slows down my stream. Oh, look, what is this? To do bootstrap test. Oh, the bootstrap test for the VM. Yeah, I did break something. Bootstrap test. What to do was that? Case equal instruction. I do need to implement this for the VM. I could just do something pretty simple. Could say okay. Yeah, so I could probably just do when value equals VM dot pop, case value equals VM dot peak. I forget which direction it goes. Is it case when? Where are you? Case when? You know, it might be easier if I just test it like this. Case foo when symbol is true. So that means it has to be symbol equals foo, right? It has to be the when value triple equals, because it doesn't work the other way. Foo symbol. Okay. So it has to be when value triple equals case value vm.push. We push that value. Does that mean this starts passing? Nice. VM fix case when on VM2. Okay. I think that's pretty good. Let's just go look at our to-do list and see if we want to wrap up. Almost at 2 hours now. That's pretty cool. Well, we got quite a few going, and I don't know, we're probably at like 98, 99%. We've just got it was at 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 specs still failing. I'll keep working on this. I'm gonna get the new compiler in place and all finished up in the next couple days. I think I'm so close. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. I guess I'll hang around for any last minute conversation. I think it's so cool that everyone has all kinds of different background with programming languages, but we can all sort of speak the same language. I don't know. I feel like there's something there, right? It's a common bond. I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, we have a Discord. Yeah, I should say all that. I should say follow all the things, right? There we go. Do we link to it from here? That's the question. So Natalie is our Ruby compiler. You can find it on the GitHubs. And we have a Discord server, which is the Natalie Discord. 20 people online right now. It's pretty quiet most of the time, but every now and then there's a flurry of activity, a lot of programming language talk sometimes. Do lots of videos on YouTube. Obviously, you've probably already know about that if you're here, but you can see the rest of them over on my channel. Sometimes I do non-compiler stuff, like this Quine video I'm really proud of. I thought that was fun. And sometimes I go out for a walk with my dogs, and people don't seem to like those as much, but I enjoy it, and I'm going to keep doing that. So let's see, what else? I'm on the Twitter, twitter.com, TIMMRGN. There's no O and there's no A in the last name. So if you want to follow me on Twitter and talk a little bit about programming, I never talk about politics or anything really divisive. So if you're like me and you kind of want to escape from the craziness that is the world we live in, and you just want to talk about tech, then I think it's a great account to follow. I'm a little biased, obviously, but check it out. I guess that's it. Thanks everybody who stopped by. I love that people have been supporting me. You guys are great, and you make me just feel like I am loved. I don't know how else to say that. I always worried about, broadcasting myself on YouTube or Twitter or anything, people just being mean, and it's really not been the case. People have been mostly nice. I think every now and then, weird comments, but for the most part, everyone's really nice. I appreciate that. And I guess that's it. I will see y'all next time.